his own house.
See, and that's perfect because that's what it was saying in Luke 12. The son dishonored the father. All hell will break loose. You see what I'm saying? Your own enemies could be the man of your own house. Like I said, if you come into this truth and the rest of your family not in this truth, they're going to become your enemies. Because when martial law troops come knocking on your door saying, where is he at? And they say, look, if you don't give us up your son, we're looking for him. We're going to take the rest of your kids. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to call you and say, hey, you need to turn yourself in. Hey, I'm going to tell them where you at. You ever seen that movie Blow? That gangster movie. When he went back home in the movie Blow, his mother called the police on him and had him set up, and they came to the house and locked him up. And she didn't agree with what he was doing. So it's the same thing. You come to the truth, you're trying to wake the people up. A lot of your family ain't going to agree with what you're doing. They're going to say, look, you need to follow the laws. Look, you need to turn yourself in. Look, you need to celebrate these holidays. You need to be thankful on Thanksgiving. They ain't going to agree with what you're doing, so they're going to turn you in. So your own enemies is going to be the ones in your house.
Therefore I will look unto the Lord. I will wait for the God of my salvation. My God will hear me.
So that's what it is. You know, you're not going to be able to look for another brother to save you. I ain't going to be able to look for this brother to save me during that time. You're not going to be able to look for the brothers in your camp to save you. The only person you're going to be looking for to save you is the Lord. That's the only way you're going to be able to save. Your elders, the apostles that we learned from, they're not going to be able to save us during that time. Nobody's going to be able to save us but Yahawashi. You see what I'm saying? So you got to kind of get ready for that. We go out and we labor together, but we know at the end of the day, we got to work on our own salvation. You see what I'm saying? Individually, we got to work on our own salvation. That's just what it's going to come to. Now, I'm yelling because I don't know how if the camera's picking it up loud or not. So, stop me for that. This is 2nd Esdras 15. Let me grab this one. So this is a perfect example of the times that we're in and what's going on right now. 2nd Esdras chapter 15, starting at verse 14, it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. It's woe to the world right now, right? For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. One people should stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. And there should be sedition among men. So there's going to be uprising, as we see, with the U.S. Capitol. That's sedition among men. And abating one another. They should not regard their kings nor their princes, just like the U.S. Capitol. So we seen it in real life. That's how we know that this Bible is true. Because it told us it was going to be sedition. They weren't going to regard their kings. They didn't regard the president. They didn't regard the governors. What the politicians may start the U.S. Capitol. They didn't regard none of that. They said, look, we in here, man. The police, they didn't regard none of that. You know, and they might not do it tomorrow on Wednesday. It says, in the course of their actions should stand in their power. A man should desire to go to the city and should not be able. Why? Because they're going to shut down the cities. They're going to say there's too much variety, there's too much sedition. You can't come into the city. The city shut down. You see what I'm saying? They do it with the whole Maxine. We can't really say that word because YouTube takes out videos, but the Maxine, they do it with that whole thing too. You know, you got to have certain proof that you got vaccinated in order to go into a city, in order to fly, in order to stay at hotels, which there's plenty of information on that too. It says, for because of their pride, their city should be troubled, and the houses should be destroyed, and man should be afraid. Man's going to be afraid when they see these things. The houses are going to be destroyed. Why? This is why the houses are going to be destroyed. A man should have no pity upon his neighbor, but should destroy their house with the sword. Why is he going to destroy his neighbor's house with the sword? This is why. It's for their goods because of lack of bread for great tribulation. So with the shutdown, it's going to cause a famine. There's going to be less food as you see food prices going up. Walmart is not as packed as it used to be anymore. You go in there, shelves are looking empty because there's going to be a great famine. People are going to have food. So what are people going to do when they don't have food? And they got to feed their kids, right? And they get to the store report. Look, the neighbor's going to come to your house, man. Knock on the door, say, look, man, we hungry. You might get them. They go back, they going to come back. Say, look, we need a little bit more. You going to say, look, man, we got a little bit more. This has got to last for me. Okay. They going to go back home, you know, they tell me their legs, you know, kind of be mad about it. But then they stomach going to start growing again. The next time they come back, they going to knock on the door, you going to open the door, they going to kind of try to bust the door. You see what I'm saying? And then you have to fight them off. And then next thing you know, at 3 in the morning, they try to break into your house, kill everybody, and take your food. That's what this is talking about. People are going to get so desperate out here, man. This is prophecy being fulfilled. So we're going to see it come true. tribulation. We just going to go into the kingdom while going through tribulation? No, we all going to have to go through hell. Behold, Satan God will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun and from the south, from the east, and Lebanon, to turn themselves one against another, to repay the things that they have done to them. So even the kings of the earth, meaning the kingdoms, Russia's going to be against America, China's going to be against America. All these nations are going to be against each other. So we see when the Lord is coming back, things are not going to be unified upon the Lord's return. It's going to be all destruction and dividing upon the Lord's return. And then the Lord's going to take his elect of Israel, he's going to unify them. You see what I'm saying? Here, let me see that one. This is in Matthew's chapter 24. If I can get it, because, man, it's cold out here. Really just the hands. Your hands kind of freeze up and you can't flip through the pages. But that's, we long suffering. We laboring until we can enter into that rest. Here, I get that too there. But this is Matthew's chapter 24. It says, verse 5. It says, for many should come to my name, saying, I am Christ, and should deceive many. And ye should hear of wars and rumors of wars, as we're hearing. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation. That's division. Kingdom against kingdom. And there should be famines, which we just read about that, the famines that are coming. And pestilences, which is the whole vaccine thing. That's a pestilence. And earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So those are going to be the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. So who's going to deliver us up? Other people. So people are going to be divided. They're going to be hating that we're bringing out this word, and they're going to deliver us up for preaching the word. You see what I'm saying? And that's going to happen regardless. It's nothing you can do. We'll go another way. It's cold, man.
Something else to do.
Yep. This is Daniel chapter 2, verse 44. This is the Lord. He coming back to do even more division. It says, and in the days of these kings should the God of heaven set up a kingdom which should never be destroyed. We ain't going to be unified until we get to that kingdom. It says, which should never be destroyed. And that's the kingdom of heaven. It says, the kingdom should not be left to other people, meaning the kingdom is only for Israel. It's not going to be left for Edomites, Moabites, Hamites, none of that, just for Israelites. But it shall break in pieces. They're going to more a division. And consume all the kingdoms, and it should stand forever. So there go more division on the Lord's return. And this is the ultimate one right here. Awake, O sword, against my shepherd, and against the man that is my fellow, my own people, right? Say the Lord of hosts, smite the shepherd, and the sheep should be scattered. And I will turn my hand upon the little ones. And it should come to pass that in all the land, say the Lord, 2/4 therein should be cut off and die. So 2/3, that's what 2/4 means. 2/3 will be cut off and die. But the third should be left therein. So the third of Israel, which is the elect, the ones that want to follow, they should be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, meaning that they're going to have to go through hell, tribulation, Jacob's trouble. And will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my God. So these is the ones that want to follow the Lord. The 2/3 that don't want to follow the Lord, want to stay in sin, worshiping pagan idolatry and idols and stuff like that, and don't want to hear the word and at least put an effort to follow the Lord, they ain't going to make it. They're going to be cut off and die. But the 1/3, which is the elect, they're going to make it. Before I jump there, Revelation This is why we do this. This is Hebrews chapter 4, verse 11. It says, "Let us labor therefore to enter into our rest, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief." So because we believe, we labor. We're not falling after the example of unbelief. We're laboring until we enter in our rest. Our rest is going to come when the kingdom of heaven comes. So we're going to labor. We're going to put in all this work. We're going to be tired. Like even Yahawashi, he had white hair and he had red eyes because he was laboring so hard when he was on earth. But we're going to be able to rest in the kingdom. We're going to have it all in the kingdom. You see what I'm saying? It says, "For the word of God is quick and powerful and sharper than a two-edged sword." So the word of the Lord could cut you too. You kind of bring out the word, and if you still in sin, it kind of cuts your soul. And that's what makes you repent. It says, "Even to dividing asunder the souls and the spirit." So we was just talking about division. See? And of the joints and marrow, it is discerned of the thoughts and intents of the heart. This is who is going to be able to inherit the kingdom of heaven. Right off the bat. This is why you put in that work so you can enter in your rest. So hopefully you could be a part of this right here. This is Revelation chapter 7. Start at verse 1. It says, "After these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on the tree." What does that mean? It means that they hold back their destruction. Like, don't destroy the earth yet. Why? "And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God, and he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels who it was given to hurt the earth and the sea." See? So those are those spirits out there that's going to put the spirit of destruction on the whole earth. But he said, don't do it yet. This is why. It's saying, "Hurt not the earth, neither the sea, neither the trees, till we have sealed the service of our God in their foreheads." And I heard a number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all tribes of the children of Israel. All tribes of everybody on the earth. All tribes of, like I said, Edomites, Moabites, Ammonites, Ammonites, Ishmaelites, no, of the tribe of Israel, of the children of Israel. And then it goes and saying the tribe of Judah was sealed 12,000, tribe of Reuben, pretty much every tribe was sealed 12,000 out of every tribe. And that's going to be like your government body in the kingdom. Above them, you're going to have the apostles. Above them, you're going to have our King David back. Above him, you're going to have Yahawashi, the Lord of Lords, the King of Kings. And then below the apostles, you're going to have the elect. And then you're going to have the rest of Israel, which also going to inherit the kingdom of heaven too. And then under us, you're going to have the rest of the nations. We're going to have our foot on their neck. But we're going to have to go through hell to get to it. This is Acts. This just come from studying. Yeah, this is Acts 14. If I can find this one. Acts 14, verse 22. It says, "Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith." And that's what we doing. We want to continue in this faith. "And we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of God." So does that mean it's going to be easy? No, it says through much tribulation. You see what I'm saying? Being out here on the highways and byways. Look, I'm going to show you right now. We on the highways and byways. We literally, if I could turn my camera, on the highways and byways. This is one of the busiest streets, as you can see all these cars. So we out here on the highways and byways, right? Offering our body as a sacrifice. We going through much tribulation. People come up scoffing. People kind of flick you off when they drive by. People kind of staring at you, wondering who's these dudes out here with these fringes on. But that's because you're going to work, because you know that there's some bigger reward coming. So you're going to go through that tribulation with gladness. So we waiting for all hell to break loose. A person asked me, do you want all hell to break loose? Yes. What president do you want in the office? Whoever's going to cause up the most hell on earth, that's the one I want. Because I know we have to go through that in order to get to our kingdom. It's going to get ugly before it gets great. There's no way around it. Look, let me find another one. This is Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 30. Revelation chapter 7, the 11. The elect. It said, don't hurt the earth until they've been sealed, until they've been saved. Verse 8. For it should come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off his neck. The Lord gonna break the yoke from off our neck. We not literally in slavery no more physically, but we like mentally in slavery. We in slavery with a system. You gotta pay taxes. You get a parking ticket, like the apostle say, you gotta go pay the parking ticket or your license gets suspended. You can't drive no more. So you don't really have freedom. They make laws whenever they want to. You gotta follow. A new law come out, and next thing you know, you gotta follow, and there's nothing you can do. You're like, what? When did this come out? Then they say, ignorance is not. What's that saying? Yeah, but they say ignorance is not a way to get past the law or something like that. You can't say you don't know the law and not be punished.
Oh, yeah, you can be ignorant to punishment if you know.
Exactly. It says, and I will burst thy bonds, and thy strangers shall no more serve themselves of us, but they shall serve the Lord their God. You see what I'm saying? So people not gonna be able to get over on us. And you got the Arabs that come in the hood and they set up these stores. Why? Because they know our people need to buy their hair. They know our people want to drink. Buy these things. So they not in the rich neighborhoods, liquor stores on every corner. They come in the hood because they praying on us. They serving themselves of us. Same thing with the Asians. They come right to the hood. All the other nations do these things. But it says they ain't gonna be able to serve themselves of us no more. But they should serve the Lord their God. We're gonna return back to the Lord God. And David, their king, who I will raise up into them. So David's gonna be our king again. That he's gonna raise up to us. It says, therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith the Lord, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from the sword, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. So he's gonna save us from them. And Jacob should return and should be at rest. So there we go. Again, when it's talking about rest, we're gonna enter that rest when the Lord comes back. We're gonna be unified, we're gonna have love amongst all the brothers once the Lord returns. But upon the Lord return, it's going to be all division. Everything's going to be divided. All hell's going to be breaking loose. Once the Lord saves us, then we're going to be able to enter into that rest. Let me finish it. Jacob should return and should be in rest. And be quiet, and none should make him afraid. None's going to be able to make us afraid. It says, for I am with thee in the Lord to save thee, because we're going to be saved. Do I make full ends of all nations, whether I scatter thee, yet will I not make a full end of thee? But I will correct thee in measure, and will not leave thee altogether unpunished. So at the end of the day, the Lord's going to correct us. He's going to save the elect, bring us back in the kingdom, and then we can all be unified. There ain't going to be no need for unified camps. We all going to know the law, statutes, and commandments in our inward parts, and we all going to be unified as brothers. But upon the Lord's return, all hell's going to be breaking loose, and there's going to be division all over the earth. I'm going to leave it there and say, because my camera's about to cut off, I'm going to say salvation to the elect.